everyone, I'm Dr. Nisha and Jacob from Career Guidance and Adolescent Counseling Cell, Alapura. Today, we are diving into a headline that has sparked immense debate across the legal landscape of India. This is a story about two student activists, Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam, who has been behind bars for nearly 6 long years and their trial have not started yet. Recently, the Supreme Court made a landmark decision. Supreme Court denied bail to Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam and granted bail to 5 other people in the same case. Based on an analysis by Adatriga Baumik, we are checking why Supreme Court denied bail to these student activists. What is the meaning of hierarchy of roles and why this verdict might change how we define a terrorist act in India. Let's get into it. First, let's look at the big question. Does everyone have a right to bail? Usually, the rule is bail, not jail. But the Supreme Court clarified that the guarantee of personal liberty is not absolute. When a case falls under the UAPA Act, that is the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, the rules change. The court noted that while 5 other co-accused were granted bail because their roles were subsidiary, Umar Khalid and Sharjeel, they were placed on what the court calls a qualitatively different footing. Think of it as like this. If a crime is a machine, the court saw others as small cogs or wheel, but court viewed Umar and Sharjeel as the ideological drivers. The court established a hierarchy of participation. 5 people were granted bail because they were seen as local level facilitators. They handle logistics, things like making arrangement at protest venue. On the other hand, the court claimed that Khalid and Imam occupied a central role, the masterminds of the project. They were not just following orders, they were accused of devising the strategy to use road blockades to paralyze the national capital. Now you might be thinking, wait, it has been 6 long years and they were behind bars. Is the right to speedy trial under Article 21 matter in this case? The defense argued exactly the same and citing the K.A. Najib case where the court said UAPA rigors can melt down if a trial is indefinitely delayed. However, in the specific verdict, the judges said there is no mechanical rule that delay automatically equals bail. They actually blamed defense for some of the delays, citing multiple procedural objections. This is perhaps the most controversial part of the article. How expansive is the court's reading of a terrorist act? Normally, we think of terrorism as bombs or weapons. But under Section 15 of the UAPA, the court said it extends to acts committed by any other means. The court observed that sustained choking of arterial roads and systemic disruption of civil life can be seen as a terrorist act if it threatens economic security or essential services, especially when timed with major international events like the 2020 visit of the US President. This is where the legal experts like Vrinda Grover expresses a concern. They argue that treating a road blockade as a terrorist act might weaponize the law against democratic dissent. So what happens now? The five who got bail were under strict orders. They must stay in the national capital. They cannot attend public gatherings. They cannot post anything on social media. And for Umar and Sharjeel, the door is not completely closed. The court carved out a limited window to revive their bail plea after certain protected witnesses are examined and or 1 year, whichever comes first. This case is a reminder of the delicate balance between national security and individual rights. As Aratriga Baumik's article highlights, this verdict marks an important departure from past judicial precedents. What do you think? Is a road blockade a form of protest, or can it cross the line into a terrorist act? I'm Dr. Nisha and Jacob from Career Guidance and Adolescent Counseling Cell, Alapura. Stay informed, stay curious. I'll see you in the next video.